you feel talking about this story now? I mean, when you speak about it, how does it make you feel?
I feel nervous in a sense because...
Does it make you feel like you're reliving it in some way?
No,
or?
because I'm healed.
Oh, praise God.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because of that epiphany at that time, it made me go and deal with a lot of issues, you know, my drinking, my drug issues, which were all just a symptom of the brokenness that was inside of me. So once I give myself up to crimes and all that, I saw a Christian psychotherapist, you know.
So you got help?
I got help, and I went and got help, and I got the kind
I
of
think
help.
that's really important.
I think it's absolutely imperative, you know, even if you're not a Christian, Christian psychotherapist that made me, someone that listened to me, you know, didn't try to tell me everything, you know, but listened to me, helped me process what I was going, and then made suggestions, which helped me think and process a lot of what I went through, you know, and with my faith, and you know, it enabled me to release a lot of the guilt, a lot of the self-fulfilling prophecy in my life, you know, telling myself I'm no good and all that, which just set me up for failure. So that when I failed, it wasn't a surprise because I told myself I was such a failure, you know, so it became no surprise to me. So it enabled me to break those cycles and thought patterns in my life that I'd built up, you know, to look at my behaviour and how my behaviours had been taught to act and behave in certain ways because of anger issues, because of rejection issues. This had all affected the way I thought, the way I processed stuff, how I dealt with circumstances and situations. You know, until today I'm free. I'm still processing stuff, looking at stuff, and I'm still learning. I find myself, you know, sometimes I think I'm a big man, you know, but I realise a lot of stuff emotionally and mentally I'm still processing, and how I interact with people, even women, you know, how women have dealt with me in the past, you know. I'm not frightened of them or anything like that, but just in relationship, you know, and how friendship, you know, sexual relationship issues, all those kind of issues. I had to be like really mature around that.
It's almost like starting again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I like it. I like it. You know, so when I'm talking about stuff like this, I feel free. Maybe a little bit nervous because it's first time in front of the camera.
You're doing really well. You're doing
but
really,
you know,
brilliant.
But apart from that, I feel absolutely free.
Do you think at any point in your life that you could have kept? Well, I think many people live a lie, and who have been abused, and they actually don't speak about it, and they suppress this, and they forget about it completely. Do you think there was any point in your life where this could have happened to you, where you just wanted to block it all out? So I know drugs and alcohol can definitely do that, but it's only for a short period of time.
I suppose when I left church, I could have made a decision for me. I could have just stayed where I was, done the 9 to 5, done my little work here, just isolate myself in my own little world, and decided this is how I'm going to live my life. But I don't know, there's always been something in me that wants to live. You know, when I was in children's home, I tried to kill myself, you know, because I wanted to, you know, I wanted to die. I couldn't take this pain, and you know, I've done lots of things, cutting myself, harming myself in loads of ways, through drug addiction and all that stuff. But there's always been this drive in me. I want to live. There's got to be something better than this. There's got to be a way through the darkness, the clouds.
So it was the truth.
Yeah, it was the truth.
And that was the only thing that was going to set you free.
That was the only thing that was going to set me free.
Brilliant, brilliant. And if anyone's watching right now that has actually gone through what you have gone through in any way, shape or form, what would you say to them right now?
Say to them, you're not alone. There are lots of people that have been through what you've been through and have found the solution. You know, you know, I've met loads of people that have found, to me, that Jesus Christ is the solution. You know, that you may not be of the same faith as me, or you know, or may not believe. But I would say, go and get help. There is help available out there. Don't be alone. There are people out there that have been through what you've been through. You know. You know, there's loads of self-help groups out there. You know, if you can't come to church, I would say come to church. You know, come and get Jesus. That's what I would say. But if that's not for you, then there are lots of other alternative therapies out there that will help you to maintain and manage what you've been through and help you get you through that.
Healing is possible.
Yeah.
Healing is possible in either way.
Yeah.
Either path. Yeah, it can be done. Yeah.
One of the other things I would say, it repeats saying, is, you know, that you're not alone. You know, but even like...
I think that is so important for people that are listening, that you are definitely not alone. Whatever denomination you're from, whatever part of the world you're from, wherever you are, this goes on everywhere. And, sorry, as you were saying.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, you know, even though I've been in prison, I know what it's like to be in prison, I know what it's like to be banged up, I know what it's like to be locked up, to be held in handcuffs, and that sense of powerlessness that comes with that kind of imprisonment. You know, that you can't do what you need to do because you're in prison. And that's what abuse does, it puts you in prison. You know, physical abuse, psychological abuse, sexual abuse. And we're walking around, but we're prisoners of our minds, we're prisoners of our emotions, we're prisoners of our feelings. Because we're so isolated and insular within ourselves, and we can't talk to each other because we carry this guilt and this shame. You know, we're walking around, but we're prisoners of our minds, we're prisoners of our emotions, we're prisoners of our feelings. Because we're so isolated and insular within ourselves, and we can't talk to each other because we carry this guilt and this shame. You know, but there is a solution. There is a way to open the prison doors. There is a way to, you know, to come out of the handcuffs of emotional torment and abuse, and you know, and you know, Christ is one of them. You know, and people have keys that can unlock those doors for you in your heart and your mind, and you need to find those people and put yourself with those people, and you have to learn to trust. You know, abuse people have a lot of problems with trust.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if you want to come out of that, you have got to somehow find it within yourself to learn to trust. And you've got to take that chance, you've got to take that risk, you know, and find someone. You know, definitely. And there are people.
I think talking really, really helps as well. And you know, I don't think there's some people that actually don't want to go and seek professional help because they still feel embarrassed and still feel ashamed. But if you could find somebody that you can trust, that you can talk and just offload, it's really about carrying a burden, and when you carry that burden, how it imprisons you, as you said, in your mind, mentally, physically, it imprisons you. But to talk, it's releasing yourself.
That's right.
And gradually, and that is a process of healing that happens, which well, you can say how it feels. It's a wonderful feeling, isn't it?
I mean, just like you're saying, just the very fact of talking about it, I found I was amazed at myself. Oh my days, did I really say that? Did I really tell them what happened to me? You know, and I used to go back to myself and just think about what I spoke about. And just a sense of relief.
Yes. And I think people watching will probably say, gosh, I don't know how he can even be telling his story. But you are free. That's why you're able to tell your story. And it's nothing that you're ashamed of anymore. You've dealt with all of that now, haven't you? It is more about helping other people now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's, for me, absolutely. I mean, just sitting talking to you here. You know, I mean, I was praying with my children before, and we were saying, Lord God, please, let something I say on this video help someone out there, that they know that there is someone there to help them, especially men. Men are the worst. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, we love to hold things in. These things are not easy for men to speak about, and it wasn't easy. And our pride, the very fact that maybe these things have happened to us, you know, especially if a man and it's happened with a man. Oh my days, you know, you can't speak about that stuff, you know.
No, do you know, as I said, you're very courageous, you're very bold, and I so admire you for even just stepping up to the plate and representing the men in this situation, because that's one thing I did pray for, was that a man would step up on the plate and come and just talk about his story and his situation, and there you were. And I just know that God is in the midst of this, and I know that you are touching people by your stories right now, and it's making a lot of difference to people that you can sit down and tell your story, so why can't other people do it? And why can't they face their challenges and their issues just like how you did too? And you're just not just a survivor, you are an overcomer. You're living.
Amen, I am living.
You're living now. You're living, and you're showing other people that they can do the same.
I think one of the, I want to make a blog for someone here. I think one of the best books I ever read as a man was a man called David Peltzer. And he read a book called The Child Called In. That helped me so much, you know, with abuse. Do
you want to say the name of the book again?
It's an author named David Peltzer, and he wrote a book called A Child Called In. He wrote a series of them, but if you get that first book, you will realise, you know, what men can go through in abuse. You know, and it helped me to process a lot of what I went through.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and sharing your story, which is quite a delicate story, but I know it's made quite a lot of difference to a lot of people who've watched this. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining me at Kim Backer Solution and listening to a testimony, a story that I hope that will impact many of your lives here today. Many of the topics that we have covered are in my book, and I'll give you the solutions as well in Stop Hurting Me, Time to Get Out, as well as for teenagers, desperate parents, I've got a teenager, and Stress Who Me. These can all be purchased on my website, which is kimbackers.com. Until we meet again, take care.